Welcome to the second edition of KebbieG Specialty List. Today we're going to be trying out Desert Ramp and Pioneer. The brand new cards we're trying out is Map the Frontier. We also have, of course, Colossal Rattleworm, Free Strider Lookout. So we have some brand new cards that are getting featured today. We're mixing a little bit of Desert Ramp with Eldrazi Ramp. So that is what we're going to be trying out. If you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you alert for future videos. We're on our way to 1,000 subs, less than 100 to get there. Keep in mind, this deck might not be the most optimal list. Deserts really, ramp hasn't been a thing in the format. So this is kind of a fresh brew out of nothing. So hopefully we get a match win or two, and let's get into it. So the deck list, we have 3/3 on Splunking Map, 4 Grazers because a lot of our lands come into play tapped, 2 Courser Crewfix because we kind of need a little bit of help against aggro. We have 3 Lookouts, 3 Rattleworms, 4 World Breakers, 2 Ullamogs, and 3 Ugins as our payoff. Since we are basically Simic, we do have Growth Spiral. 29 lands seems pretty reasonable, especially with 4 Grazers, 4 Spirals. Sideboard, we do have a couple Brains, Stone Brains against Control and Combo, 2 Hearses for Graveyard Hate against Phoenix and Fang, 2 Up the Beanstalks for mid-range and Control, 3 Mystical Disputes for the Control matchup, and potentially combo like Lotus Field. They primarily have blue cards, so we can counter it pretty easily. 4 Thought-Knot Seers also for Control, or Control and Combo. Most likely we'll be cutting the Courser Crewfixes and the Rattleworms in that matchup. They're not necessary. Then we have 2 Emrakuls for combo and other kind of matchups where it's better than Ulamog. That is our Desert Ramp for Pioneer. Let's see if the deck even can compete. Let's get into it. Festering Glitch. There you go. Hopefully this is not a bad hand. I don't want to mulligan to 5, especially not knowing what I'm facing. Tomb. Tapped. Passes. That is not what I'm looking for. I want to land. So we'll play Arid Archway. Bounce Graveyard, the Ulamog, say go. So what's kind of sweet about this is that Surveilling, we can bin a Rattleworm so we can get a Desert. So we play the Temple Garden. Innkeeper, so this is clearly Amalia. This is going to be a very difficult matchup. And passes. Okay, we drew a land. That's helpful. So we'll play a tap land. Say go. So next turn we can look out and trigger or commit a crime. Beseiju, another Innkeeper. Gain some life. It hits me. We're down 19. And passes. So first things first, play a Lookout. Play a Springs. Go ahead and there's a bunch of lands. So I think I get the Oasis. I also could have got another Archway if I wanted to make sure I have a land next turn. But this is fine. Say go. Overgrown Tomb. Untapped. Cracks a Treasure. Skyclave Appetizers. Eats my Lookout. And attacks. Down to 17. Another Lookout. So I have 5 mana. I can't really do Double Spell. Unless I guess do a Lookout. Growth Spiral. Hopefully find a land. Found a land. Sweet. So that means we get to ramp. Get another Desert. And pass the turn. Maybe I should have waited on instant speed there. I guess I wouldn't have triggered the crime on my turn anyway, so it doesn't matter. So now we can World Breaker, which is really strong. We want to take him off, I think, white. It looks like a cord. X2. So he does get a couple Explore triggers. What I like about this, I'm pretty sure this also commits a crime. This World Breaker, so that's really good. And passes. So we play a land. Surveil. We'll keep the land, since we know we're playing towards it. So we World Breaker, eat the Temple Garden, take an Archway, bounce the Pylons, and bin the map. They go. Dina. Question is, do you have enough to kill me this turn? He does get to drain me a little bit. So he's keeping the Thicket, which tells me he needs the white mana. Or never mind, I guess he just puts it in hand. And a cord. Keeps that on top. So he wins next turn. Plays a Veteran. Don't have any way of getting rid of this Amalia. attacks with the Amalia. Attempt to double block. Plays a tap thicket. Ugin. Play a Ugin. Do 3. Play a land. Bin. Go to combat. Shove. Say go. Ganju. Extraction Specialist. Okay. To get back the Amalia, I'm assuming he's just going to hardcast the combo. Scoop passes. Snipe. Amalia. Go to 10. Play Rattle Worm. Look out. Go to combat. Shove. Takes it. Pass the turn. Probably should have played this at Flash, but who cares? I'm just kind of excited to play a Fat Worm, so shocks himself. We basically need any desert plus Ugin is 4 points of damage. Got game 1. So Stone Brain, Hearse, seems like that's it. Down Courser, a map, and a Splunking. I don't like that. Thicket makes a map, passes. Festering Glutch. Say go. So next turn we can Grazer, put Archway, Confluence, Innkeeper. Passes. So I want to make sure I do this in a way where I can cast Rattle Worm next turn. I need 2 green in this. Play that for the land for the turn. Play a Grazer. I also could just Springs. I think I want to go ahead and play the bounce land. I think I graveyard that. Say go. So we just need to survive a turn. And adjacent to that, have an Amalia not happen. So we can technically take out Amalia next turn. Stone Brain. Innkeeper. Now what? Passes? Oh gosh. Are we going to beat Amalia? Forest. Stone Brain. Stone Brain. Eat up all the Amalias. They go. Now we have a 6/5 Trampler, which should get there overall. Like, his hand is not impressive. Like, he has Walker, which without Amalia is not really much of a threat. So there's the Reservoir. Cracks some treasures and make a Wild Growth Walker. So we know he has a push. He should attack, but he doesn't. So I definitely want to play the Springs. That plays to my Growth Spiral next turn. He just passed a turn since her guy has Flash. So he does crack a map, which does enable Revolt. We need to keep that in mind when he goes to attack. So he might push. Yeah, he's going to push the worm. That still gets us a ramp spell to the Ulamog. So that's good. Plays attack in Numa. 1 card is unknown. Innkeeper is the other card. Okay, that's not backbreaking by any means. So that we know like I said, we know the worm is going to get pushed. Assuming he shoves out. Does not. So even though it's going to die, fine. That gives us a Arid Archway. Doesn't even kill it. Cool. Growth Spiral. Fatal Push. But you didn't. You have to sacrifice a treasure. Opponent. Okay. There's the treasure. So that happens. Graveyard Hate is going to matter, but we'll play the Festering Glutch. Play the Scavenger. Use the Rattle Worm. Get an Archway. Bounce the Scavenger Grounds. Bin the Spring. Say go. Plays the Kellen. Thoughtseize is my Ulamog. And attacks out. That does work. Hold on. So we play World Breaker. Eat the Ether. Reservoir. Play a Scavenger Ground. Say Goo. Skyclave. Alright, to eat this Grazer. Attacks him with Kellen. Reveals a Get Lost. We block. Play the land. Surveil. Graveyard. Don't need more lands. Pass the turn. So Get Lost will take out my World Breaker. Temporarily. Okay, Get Lost. Hits me. Down to 10. We get back World Breaker. Sacrificing the pylons. We untap. Play land. Eat the thicket. Crack a map. Definitely bend the Grazer. Growth Spiral. Play the land. Pass the turn. Looks like a Cord inbound. X2. It's the Dina. He's going to try to drain me out. And passes. Okay. Another World Breaker. Eat the Tomb. Crack. I need a Ulamog. Play a tap land. Say go. Cord. Turn of the Ranks. So that gets back to that. Triggers 3 life gains, which drains me for 3. We're at 4. And passes. Ulamog. That is not what I needed. Graveyard. Graveyard. I can't beat him, right? Any creature. Yeah. Scoop it up. Springs. You. Sorry about the sudden, short into the last video, the last match. The baby was crying, so I have to take care of that. So that was a priority. So sorry if that interfered with the gameplay, but it was an epic match, what we did play. So we're going to Growth Spiral. Put Pylons. I don't think I need the spring. Say go. Steam Vents. Up the Beanstalk. Play a Breeding Pool. Courser. Say go. So we're probably facing Bring to Omnath if I had to guess based on this mana. Pick up Noodles. Passes. Play Oasis. Maybe I should have not played the land. Maybe I should have Growth Spiraled so I can draw this card and maybe play the one off my top of my library for the turn. But hit you. Say go. So this is two competitive RCQ decks we're facing. We won a game against Amalia. We ended up scooping the match, of course, like I said, because the baby takes precedent over gameplay. I'm sorry, but I still thought the gameplay was really good. Oh, this is Incarnation then, not Omnath. Sacred Foundry and a Path gets a Swamp. So we spiral. So I definitely should have spiraled on my turn. So we're gonna play the Pylons, Gain a Life, Surveil. I don't think I want the Lookout, to be honest. You have 6 lands, one more turn. We'll hit you with a Courser. Say go. Plays a Swamp. Dawn, Cavalier of Dawn. Gets to draw a card. Okay. Both of his presents to get a Golem and passes. So I guess I have to play the Forest. And we'll go ahead and drop down World Breaker. Eat up the Beanstalk. Say go. Yorion. Blinks Cav Path. Plays a Temple Garden untapped. Passes. So I'm assuming the Cav eats my World Breaker. So he only has one blue source. So I might want to take that off with this second World Breaker. Definitely not hitting green or... So we'll go ahead and play the tap land. Gain a life. Play World Breaker. Eat Steam Vents. Say go. Another Steam Vents. Leyline Binding to eat my World Breaker. Shoves in there. I think I just chomp. So that definitely means I lead off with a Lookout. Play a tap land. Get Archway. Take Pylon. Put that in the yard. Go ahead and use that for Archway. Return another Pylon. Bend the Grazer. Say go. Valakut Awakening. So I definitely can't use both of my Archways for... I guess I could use the Pylons for returning the World Breaker. He draws a whole new hand, basically. Plains. And shoves. Block. Take the rest. Incarnation. Sack the Binding. What are you grabbing? Probably, yep, Agent. Take my Breaker. Sure. Passes. Ulamog. Eat. Yorion. Incarnation. We whiff. Play the Archway. Since I guess we can't return. Take back Oasis. Bin. Grazer. Say go. Binding my Ulamog. Shoves in there. Do I take 9? Yeah, I don't think this the Looker is going to do much work going forward. So, Atroxa. That's pretty bad. Get back World Breaker. Sack Forest. Eat Binding. Oh, play Oasis. Say go. Another Binding. Eats my World Breaker. So he's trying to get the Atroxa through. Actually, there's no way I could survive, right? I only have 2 blockers. Okay, I'm dead. Go up Mystical Dispute, down the map, down 1 Grazer, so we can counter the Incarnation. Up Stonebrain, down Courser. I don't like that. Pylons, Dispute, Yard. Say go. Plays a Garden, tapped, passes. Oasis. Say go. Plays a mountain. Presence. Play the island. Looker. Look out. Say go. Chain to the rocks. That hurts. Tap. Shore. Breeding pool tapped. Say go. Stomping grounds. Untap. Fires. Fable. Lookout is interesting. I think an archway. Pick up Oasis. I can't play both. We'll keep it. Say go. I guess I could have played the lookout this turn. Up the beanstalk. Picks up Yorion. Attacks. Play lookout. Oasis. Takes Springs. Say go. Tap Steam Vents. Kenrith. Yorion. And a Skyclave. Looks like we're about to go 0-2. Probably should pump. I guess it doesn't matter. I can play a World Breaker, but what does that do? I guess I get a lookout back. Somehow I top deck a desert. Maybe I'm okay. So we play World Breaker. I guess I should eat the mountain. Oasis. Grab Archway. Return Springs. Get rid of Splunking. Say go. Actually, I can't block all of his creatures. Dead. I can block these two, but 0-2. Let's get into the next. Player Elf. That's not a bad top deck. Grazer. Breeding Pool. Tap. Say go. Sunken Citadel. Scavenging Ooze. Passes. Play Breeding Pool. Lookout. Say go. Forest. Kiora. Passes. Splunking. Glutch. Untapped. Grab. Archway. Untapped. Pick up a forest. Only if I had a blue source. I mean, this one counts, but I can't get to this. Play Springs. Untapped. Say go. I definitely maybe should have done that differently. Instead of playing this Glutch, maybe I should play the Springs. Then again, I still need a green and a blue source, so I couldn't do it. Make your own luck. Put Ugin. So by Splunking, I have to Archway. So let's play the Archway. Bounce that land. Bend Growth Spiral. Splunking. Pylons. Scry. Forest Graveyard. Say go. Archdruid's Charm. Or Nykthos. Untap. Ulamog. What are you eating here? My two Arids. That sucks. Play as a forest. A different kind of forest. Eats up, make your own luck. And a forest. Passes. Another Ugin. So I think if I play Festering, that's Brox. Take Springs. Play Make Your Own Luck. I guess put the worm aside. Cast Ugin. So if I'm -4, that's kind of counterproductive. Even though that stops Nykthos, but I just died to Ulamog. So I think I uptick. Kill the Ooze. Say go. Untaps. Turns on Lair. See, thank God I did that. Attacks with both. Each 20 of my cards. I see no Ulamogs. So we block. Take 10. Oasis. Untapped. Ping you. Take Pylons. Surveil. Eat up the board. Cast. Ugin. Keep new one. Shoot your face. Say go. I guess he still has a lair. Shoves. Oh, we just lose to, I guess, Mill Out. Sure. Probably up the, Thought Knot's here over Courser. Probably only 3 Thought Knot. Actually, Thought Knot's probably better than the Worm. Run it like that. Springs. Say go. Forest. Elf. Passes. Springs. Say go. Forest. Control. Kiora. Play the Forest. Splunking. Play Desert. I guess ping Kiora. Say go. Old Girl Troll. Draws a card. Tap Citadel. I need any land off the top. Land of War. Sure. That is a land. Make your own luck. So we got lands. Pass the turn. Scavenging Ooze. Castle. He's tapped out. Hits me for 6. We're at 12. So we draw another lookout. So we play 2 lookouts. Play Breeding Pool. Say go. So next turn we could World Breaker. Eats up my yard. Draws a castle. That's good. Should be able to stop most of his attack. I think we double block. And he passes. Oh, he's going to sack it immediately. Nope. Eats my dork. Okay. So we play the Festering. with Sprox. Look out. We take Pylons, since that gives us a Surveil. We don't need another land. Okay, eats up my land. Eat up the forest. Force you to do it now. Say go. I guess I could have Ugined. So he eats up his yard. Sure. Nick those. What's your last card? Cavalier? Seems like that's what's happening. No. Did he really top deck an Ugin? Ulamog? That's insane. Okay. Are you serious? Like, literally, I think we were going to win this game. His only out was Ulamog. Wait a minute. Play Arid. Pick up Ben. So, literally, I think we were going to win the game. He happened to top deck the only card that mattered. Pretty hilarious. Maybe my punt was I had to play Ugin last turn. Eat up the board. Oddity. Sure. Alright, so what do we learn this week about this deck overall? Overall, we went 0-3. Of course, I figured this deck wasn't going to be, all that because we were starting from scratch, making changes as we went along. Make Your Lone Luck was a good addition. I think this deck struggled in the first few matches with card advantage. We were just not drawing what we needed and the big boom booms at the end. So having 3 copies of that really, I think, helped. I tried 4, but I think 3 is the right number. Growth Spiral Splunking really performed. 29 lands might be a little too much. Maybe we need to cut back on a land to make it 28, but I'm not sure what you would replace it with. I think 3 Grazers is correct. I want to see it pretty much every game, but I don't want to see multiples. So that seems like the perfect number. 4 seems like it would be too much. Lookout really performed. I liked it. Rattleworm, we didn't really get a chance to play it all that much, but the concept that you can surveil it away and cast it at the graveyard is pretty powerful. Worldbreaker, Ulamog, Ugin, pretty good. So I think that's where I want to be. Sideboard changes, I move the coursers to the sideboard in favor of Rattleworm and Splunking. So that way against aggro, you could bring it in. And then, of course, I cut a Mystical Dispute and a Thought-Knot Seer because I don't think I ever would need more than 3 Thought-Knot Seers. So even against something like Lotus Field, we would be bringing in Mystical Disputes and Thought-Knot Seer. And 5 cards, I think, is more than enough to handle or potentially win that game or match. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought about this list. What changes would you guys have made? Is there a ramp spell that I overlooked? I definitely wanted to try as many new cards as I could, and this deck really does showcase a lot of new cards. So, but until next time, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.